What's up guys, it's Acegon, and today we are going over some more Jumpstart spoilers. Let's just jump right into it. So the first card we have is Ormos Archive Keeper. 4 blue legendary creature Sphinx. Flying. If you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, instead put 5+1/+1 counters on Ormos Archive Keeper. 1 blue, discard 3 cards with different names. Draw 5 cards. 5/5. So going over the abilities, this card seems pretty nice, especially in a singleton format where the bottom ability reads discard 3 cards. They're already different names since it's singleton. This reads 3 mana, draw 5. Well, draw 2 in that sense because you're discarding these and you're netting 2 after drawing 5, which is pretty good. That's something you definitely want in a singleton format. However, there may be cards, or maybe you don't have enough cards in hand where this is too impactful or something you want to be doing. This is a decent card advantage engine, albeit it's 6 mana to do and it's only 5/5, so you have to ensure that it's staying on board and sticks there. It's a pretty good ability. Its next ability, well, its first ability is draw a card. If you have no cards and you draw a card and you have no cards in your library, you just put 5 counters on Ormos, so it becomes a 10/10, then a 15/15, so on and so on. This ability is fine. This is a fine ability, especially for a more casual deck. This just means you can't die from just drawing too many cards from your library. Now, is this a win con? Maybe. Can you kill people with it? Probably. Can people chump block with it? Against it? Definitely. Right now I'm thinking of standard where you just see a Healer's Hawk everywhere, and I'm just thinking, well, if this is a 25/25, and someone's just blocking with their 1/1, or they're just generating 1/1 bird tokens or something along those lines, will I be too scared about this? No. It's not like you get extra turns from getting no cards in your library, or getting trample on this. Albeit this card is very good, I don't see it being too good in Commander. It's a good card, I just don't see it being that good. With that being said, I like this card. If this costs a little less, even if it had a little weaker body, maybe it was like a 1/1, and then lowered the CMC dramatically, maybe they lowered the ability where it's a little more plausible, where you wouldn't mind getting this out quicker. I don't know. I just don't see it being that good simply because its CMC is a little too high, but that's just me. I think this card is a relatively fine card for EDH standard, though. Not for competitive Commander, though. Our very next card is Allosaurus Shepherd. 1 green creature, Elf Shaman. Allosaurus Shepherd can't be countered. Green spells you control can't be countered. 4 green activation. Until end of turn, each elf creature you control has base power of 5/5 and becomes a dinosaur in addition to its other creatures. 1/1. By itself, this card is pretty good. If you're playing EDH, you already know the most popular colors are bug, that is black, green, blue. So odds are there probably is a blue player at your table. If there is, this card's stopping them. It's going to be pretty problematic. First of all, if you're playing elves at the table, I'd probably leave. And second of all, if you're playing elves, this is going to be a pretty easy achievement to get that 6 mana, because elves typically generate tons of mana, crazy amounts of mana. So this card is pretty good. It makes all your 1/1s, which elves are notoriously 1/1s, unless you have like those crazy Llanowar, elvish, mystic combination cards where it's like you get a 3 mana, 3/3 elf that taps for 3 mana, that also has 3 power, they got 3 toughness. This card is nutty. It just makes crazy power. Now, I don't know what kind of deck you want this in, besides an elf deck, obviously. Maybe this can go in like Sylva Storm, like a Bro Storm deck. Maybe this goes in a deck that just doesn't want to play against blue players because they have tons of counter spells. This card is pretty decent by itself. I think this card will be seeing play in Commander. The only problem with it is it's an elf that doesn't tap for mana. The problem with that is this becomes a late game card. Now, do you want to play 7 mana to get all your creatures at 6/6? I don't know. Maybe it's a thing you want in your deck, but the problem with that is they'll become 5/5s, right? Or, I guess, yeah, all your elves become 5/5 dinosaurs. You can chump block with them. They can be chump blocked. They don't have trample, and they're not infinite power. That's a problem because if you have like 2 elves, and you're counting this just becomes a 7 mana, deal potentially 10 damage. Whereas some cards are like, give all your creatures +X+X. This is give your creatures +5/+5 in a sense, if you're playing elf. So, I don't know if this card is once you play it in every deck, but I do think this card is good. And you should probably play it in your elf deck. Other than that, I think this card is a fine card in your Commander deck. It's probably wants to be for a build around tribe for elves. But other than that, it's a decent card. I like this card. It's okay. I don't think it goes in every deck, but it's okay. Next up, we have Lightning Phoenix. 3 mana, Flying Haste. Lightning Phoenix can't block. At the beginning of your end step, if an opponent has been dealt 3 more damage this turn, you may pay red. If you do, return Lightning Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield. This card is very weak for Commander. This puts your opponent, assuming you're playing against one person, and you're starting at 40 life, a 20 turn clock, and you have to deal 3 damage to them in order to get this back once it's dead. And it can't block. There's a few restrictions on this, but if you're playing this, you're probably playing an aggro deck. Is it worth being an aggro deck? Probably. You probably can do 3 damage to your opponent in an aggro deck. Does that mean you should put it in an aggro deck? I think so. It comes back, it's recursive threat. They have to exile your graveyard in order to get this back. You could get it back every turn at a very low cost, dealing 3 damage and paying red. I still don't think it's too good. There's not too many good aggro decks in Commander, but there are cards like Torbren, and this just becomes deal 5 damage. And there's cards like Fire Emancipation where this becomes deal 6 damage. But is it worth it on this creature? 3 mana for a 2/2? I think aggro can do better. I'm not sure I like this card, but I think aggro can do better. I don't dub this card as good as other cards. Alright, and that was the last, I think, new card for these new Jumpstart spoilers for today. But we can go over some previous cards / reprints that they came up with, and I am super psyched. I'll just go over these quickly. No longer do we have to feel bad for paying $10 for a card that's now like $30 because we just decided not to print them again, just because I don't know why they wouldn't want to print these again. These cards just cost an absurd amount of money, and like, I hate that feeling when you're playing against some younger person and they just don't have the resources to buy cards like these because they cost way too much, and so the power level is a little lower than your power level because you just bought these sometime immemorial, right? So the first reprint we have is Craterhoof Behemoth. Nothing to say about this card. It's just nutty, obviously. You play this in a lot of green decks. This becomes your finisher, gives your cards haste and trample. I mean, what can you say? Actually, it doesn't give your creatures haste, it just gives them trample. What can you say? This card, where X the number of creatures you control. It's a good card. I don't have anything to say. It's just like, they finally reprinted him. Now, the problem is, I think I'm not sure how Jumpstart packs work. Is it everything is random? I do believe it's like, everything is in a particular pack. One pack is a particular theme. And if you don't get the Craterhoof Behemoth theme, then you just don't get the Craterhoof Behemoth card. So there might be a lot of ways, and there's like 20 themes, something like that. So like there might be a lot of ways to not get this because you pick something else on accident. It's obvious because it's random, so right? So there's no 100% chance you're getting this. But maybe there is. You always buy in the single-handed market, or secondary market. Next we have Savala, Heart of the Wilds. Good card, fun. I think she got the new border too, right? This is the new border that they put in the new legendaries. I'm super glad that they're doing this for the old legendaries, and just because they're reprinting. I really enjoy this new border. It's something that Hearthstone had for a long time, where they'd have just to show that these legendary creatures were really legendary. They had this awesome border at the top just to make them stand out, and I really enjoy it on these old reprints. Especially cards like this where they're worth tons of money. It's great to see. Obviously, Savala, if you guys don't know what Savala does, she draws cards and she gives mana. It's a good card. And next up we have Oracle of Mul Daya. 3 mana for a 2/2. Whoa. Obviously not playable, right? This card is good. This is a good card. I'm glad they reprinted this. I've only seen it once out of, I don't know, how many games? I have a friend who has it. This card's pretty good. Sometimes not as good. It can get shocked, actually. But not too many people play shock in EDH, right? It's always like those 2 mana board wipes in red where like it just destroys all your mana dorks and stuff like that. But yeah, Oracle Mul Daya. It's 4 mana. Actually, I'm not sure if this is even played in like a competitive COD. This is just generally a good non-competitive EDH card. This card's good. Next we have the new Rhystic Study. Yes, I love having the new looking border around it. I have a promo version myself from the Vault, I believe. Or no, it might be Commander Vault? I don't remember it is, but it's a foil version. And I don't know. I think I would be happy to pick this up and trade for it, but it's like you're losing value that way. I just don't particularly like the foiling as much as having it like in this border without the foiling. So, hard decisions. And next up, we have Riptide Laboratory. This card is going in my Gadwick deck if I get a chance to get it. Or maybe I can make a Baron deck with this, because you just return Baron or other wizard you control to your hand, and it's just a free Baron trigger, right? The good thing about this is it's instant speed. Super psyched for this. I love this reprint. I'm so glad it got reprinted. I wish there were other cards that reprinted, like Thawing Glaciers, but it's reserved lists, unfortunately. But they've made like reserved lists like cards before, right? Reserved list light. Next up we have Scarecrow. This is a good card for reanimation. I love this card. It's neat, it's cute, and it's only 3 mana. So like you play this for 3 mana, maybe you do something like Cathartic Ruining in turn 2 or something, and then after on turn 4, you return some like artifact creature from a graveyard and you put it into play without even having to sacrifice Scarecrow. So you just keep doing it. Like they can kill it, whatever, right? You just hopefully the Scarecrow's not dead though. You just keep doing it. These are some good reprints. I really enjoy these, and I cannot wait for this upcoming set to be released. Jumpstart and M21, all together pretty good sets, and yeah, it's looking really good for 2020, despite everything else so far for Magic, anyways. But yeah, that will be my review for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and hope you guys are looking for the new Jumpstart. Tell me what you guys think about the new Jumpstart cards, and what cards are you looking forward in the future. Other than that, see you guys later, and peace out.